Hey, good Monday morning. And wow, what a change here over really a matter of hours with a dramatic drop in temperatures. It's feeling about 60, 65 degrees colder than this time yesterday. Thankfully, not widespread damage across the area, but there have been some spotty power outages due to some tree damage in some spots, thanks to some of the really gusty winds as those showers move through the area. There wasn't much lightning with those with that rain, that line of rain that moved through, but a lot of wind energy certainly around the area. Happy almost New Year's too, by the way. And thanks for popping on the show here this morning. Here's a look at what we're looking at, by the way. You can see we've actually had a couple flurries flying. Incredible. We hit that record high of 75 yesterday. And then now we're looking at just incredibly cold conditions out there. And it looks like we still have a couple flurries floating around here on on the radar. What we also have, and the reason why we have a wind advisory, is the fact that we've got these really tight, what we call isobars. These are the lines of equal air pressure, and you can see those here on the map. And so there is a sharp change, a very quick change in air pressure, high to low pressure, low to high pressure. And so the atmosphere is just kind of packed together, and we've got these strong winds out there. And so some of the wind gusts could be up around 40 miles per hour. So that's kind of the big story today. Not only the cold, but also the wind that we have around the region. And if we map this out, the strong area of low pressure packed really tightly is up here just to the northeast of the Great Lakes. And then we've got an area of high pressure down here over the Great Southern Plains. And so just this strong flow from high to low. The air always flows from high pressure to low pressure. And so it's flowing from that area of high pressure into that area of low pressure with quite a bit of a pace, quite a bit of wind speed here with, again, the isobars, the lines of equal air pressure, tight, very, very packly. It's Monday morning. Very tightly packed is what I should say there. So that's a look at the analysis here on the radar and satellite. We can, of course, also take a little look outside and see what's happening outdoors. As it, again, we've been seeing some flurries here and there this morning. So let me go ahead and bring this up. Here's a look out there now. Dry pavement, though. The winds really dried things up after last night's rainfall, and you might see a couple of those flurries flying as we look live here from uptown New Albany outside of our Extol media studios here at the corner of Vincent's and Market. So, yeah, just quite a crazy change here over the last 24 hours, and we'll bring up some of the current conditions. Last I checked, the wind chill was at 9 degrees. Again, just a wild change here over the last a matter of hours through the overnight with that polar blast and that cold front moving through the area. Getting some comments popping in here this morning. Beverly Haggis with a good morning from Borden, Indiana. Looking out the window, seeing some snow, seeing some of those flurries out there. Cheers to you. I'm at like cup 2.5. We're going through the coffee on a Monday, which is kind of typical here for us. But thankfully, as we wrap up the new year or the old year and go into the new year, we've got some pretty quiet conditions. Southern Indiana might end up being dry the next 7 days, with the next system on Saturday flying mostly off to the south over parts of Kentucky. And Tim Furnish from Madison checking in this morning, survived a windy, cold night. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was like humid in our bedroom last night going to bed. And then you can actually kind of feel the temperature dropping through the night with those strong winds. And Dennis Gregory, who turned the heat off? Old Man Winter making a return to the region. Not a fan of the frigid. Give me 70 degrees, even if I have to mow. And Lillian Lasley with 27 degrees out at the house there this morning. So again, a huge change in the temperatures here. I can we'll bring up another look here as I add this to the stage. at the current conditions out there with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. Again, a little layer of clouds. I think we'll see decreasing clouds later on this afternoon. Mary Dale here from New Albany saying, it's so cold. Thanks for the updates. You are welcome. Yeah, there was a brief tornado warning in Harrison County last night. Thankfully, I'm not seeing any reports of tornado damage and just kind of spotty tree damage here and there. And as I mentioned, our current conditions. Thanks for watching and liking or subscribing. That goes a long way, even if you just want to hit the like button, but appreciate the subscribe there to our YouTube where we're up live streaming right now. And thanks for heading over and checking out our weather content here at extolmag.com/weather, extolmag.com. You can also find us with Extol Weather on Facebook and Extol Media on, again, YouTube. Wind advisory, that's posted right here until 1 p.m. with some of the wind gusts up to around 40 miles per hour. Right now, the current gust 21, so a little bit below that. And the wind chill right now at 10. So it feels 1 degree warmer than it was last hour. So a wind chill at 10 degrees. So you've also got your forecast here, which shows a lot of sunshine over the next 7 days. Again, a quiet finish to 2025. An entry into 2026. You got your hourly forecast. My brand new 7-day forecast that I posted earlier this morning, and the brand new weather story with some extra maps. That's also got your weather jokes, weather history, weather countdown there if you want to get a sneak peek at that before we talk about it right here. There are all your other weather maps that you might want to look at. This is one of my favorites right here, this big gray map, where it's got dozens of weather layers that we can click on. It's got your temperature map right here showing teens and 20s. Shows 23 degrees in Louisville right now. We got wind gusts. You can plop on here. And if you click anywhere on the map too, by the way, it's very cool. It'll bring up your hourly forecast at the bottom. Look at all that data right there at the bottom of the screen. So again, play around with it, click around on it. Again, there's dozens of weather layers that you can click on right here. Pretty cool stuff. And the satellite, as long as the sun is up, it'll give you the high def satellite. And so you can see the visible satellite here with a bit of a clearing. Now in parts of Kentucky, seeing the sunshine there in Bowling Green. Still pretty socked in with the clouds here in southern Indiana. But again, we expect those clouds to be decreasing later on today. And we'll get back to some more comments here in just a second. Before we start rocking and rolling with your weather forecast, I want to thank our partners here at Lions Roofing. I imagine with all that wind last night, there might be some people that might need the roof checked out. If you need that, you can always get a free quote right here at 812-294-3595 or just head to their brand new updated website. LYONS roofingco.com, lionsroofingco.com. You can see their services, see pictures of their recent work. They've got re-roofing, leak repair, metal roofing, new construction, commercial roofing, gutters and downspouts. And we've had it where by our chimney, when it's been real windy, wind-driven rain, it can kind of get under that flashing and then produce a little bit of, unfortunately, some drywall. Kind of, you can see where the water came in and the on our ceiling. So if you've got issues like that, they can help you out. Also want to thank our partners here at Ivy Tech Community College, Sellersburg. So on Monday, we always remind you about Tuesdays at the Tech. Now, of course, most post-secondary education places are enjoying their Christmas break, their holiday break, winter break. But you can go here and learn a lot more at ivytech.edu. You can get signed up for their spring sessions. But if you want some one-on-one help, career coaching, how to pay for it, financial aid, potential scholarships, you can get all this information right here and check out their campus in person. Just RSVP for Tuesdays at the Tech. I want to thank my buddy here, Michael Long, too. If you need any insurance needs, whatever kind of insurance, it might be life or car or home, bundle it up, find ways to save. Tell them I sent you to get a quote here, 812-578-3072. Proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer experience. And you can go to amfam.com, just search Michael Long. You'll find out his page right there. I want to thank our partners here, too, at Libs Paving. I help them with a forecast every day to try to make their work as efficient for you and for them. And we all like it when that paving gets done quickly, but I want to mention opportunities here in Southern Indiana and beyond. You might want to check out for the new year, a new opportunity. They've got some job openings here. You might click there and you can apply online and learn more. So also a sincere thank you to all of our partners for allowing us to do what we do here, not only on our live show Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., Ben at 10, but also with just all the weather content that we put out throughout every day. And thank you guys for being here as well. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that and add this crazy fact here. See if it'll pop up. It's trying to load. There we go. Here is a look at the dramatic change we've had here since yesterday afternoon in less than 24 hours. A record high of 75 yesterday. That blew past the old record of 70 set back in 2021. Down to a wind chill of 9 last hour with some flurries. So from spring to dead of winter in a matter of hours. And that's a feels like difference of 66 degrees. That's how much colder it feels like now. That was more like early May out there yesterday or late April. Just an insane change in those temperatures. Reminder, too, you can always partner up with us. We've had around 2 million views over the last 28 days just on my page. That doesn't include the power of Extol Media throughout the region as well. If you want to learn more about business or organization marketing and advertising here for the new year, just give me a shout. Ben at extolmag.com or Jason at extolmag.com. Same place. You can also just ask a weather question if you got a question as well. So a cold and windy day today with a wind advisory until 1 p.m., some wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Colder pattern overall this week as we kind of get back to normal, although the next couple of days will be a bit colder than normal. And mostly dry outlook over the next 7 days with our Saturday rain chance mainly in Kentucky, south of I-64. And then we might pick up a few more flurries on Thursday with just kind of a chilly shot of air moving back into the region. Got a couple more comments here popping in since I've been yapping away. Let's take a look here. We've got Robin Titchener with a good morning from Crestwood, Kentucky. 22 degrees there with light flurries. Do comments count also? Yeah, they do. Thank you for that interaction. Perry Porter had the AC on yesterday. Now drinking the coffee to keep refilling it. Crazy. You had the AC on. We had the windows wide open. We've got Vicky Berger with 20 degrees and spitting some snow there in Salem, Indiana. Thanks for your reports, by the way. I always love it. And Beverly Haggis didn't get to enjoy the warm weather. Was stuck inside sick. Feeling better now. Glad you're on the mend, Beverly. And Karen Hart, good morning. I am like Doug Proffitt, my former coworker. Love the snow. Have an awesome day. So we're getting a little bit of a little taste of snow out there this morning. Judy Bouldery from with a good morning from Madison, Indiana. From a chilly Madison. We've got Sherry Arapez. I hope I'm saying that right. Let me know. Correct me. 28 degrees there for New Year's Eve. And Karen Razor, call Canada. Their weather is drunk in our backyard. Their weather drove too far south. Turn it around. I get what you're saying here. Thank you very much, Mary. Appreciate the support there. All right, let's dig into it here. We've got 2 days until New Year's Eve. The countdown continues. 18 days until the average coldest period of the year. That is mid-January. We're 69 days away from the time change, March 8th, as we get closer to those 8 p.m. sunsets, and 80 days until springtime. We had a little spring tease through our Christmas week. Bunch of weather history for today. In 1876, the Ashtabula River train disaster. Train crossing a bridge collapsed at 7:28 p.m. during a snowstorm. 2 feet of snow, 40-mile-per-hour winds. Only the first locomotive survived that disaster there. Florida deep freeze. Temperatures fell to 10 to 15 degrees in northern Florida. The Tallahassee remained below freezing for the entire day. 1942, the Great Ice Storm in Ontario and New York, up to 3 inches of ice. That's crazy. Paralyzed eastern Ontario, southern Quebec, and northern New York for days. 1955 and 1964, Anchorage, snowfall, 29 inches of snow there. In 1964, Australia had wind and hail and winds over 100 miles per hour. Our stupid weather jokes of the day here for you. New Year's related. I always visit my tire shop on New Year's Day. Then I know it will be a good year. Ba-doom-ch. Knock, knock. Who's there? Howie. Howie who? Howie going to stay up until midnight. That's like for us middle-aged and older folk trying to stay up for the ball drop. Where did the chef celebrate New Year's Eve? In Times Square. Times Square, like the herb. Moving right along here. Your forecast today for your Monday, December the 29th, 30 degrees will do it for the high. It'll feel colder than that all day with the gusty winds, 20 to 40 mile per hour winds gusting out there with the wind chills in the teens. And our sunset at 5:31. Our sunsets are gradually getting just a little bit later out there. Beverly, thank you for loving the jokes. We'll try to keep them coming. Mostly clear and a cold one tonight, low of 19 degrees. Time to get that wood stove fired back up. West wind around 10 to 15. Just a touch breezy tomorrow, but not nearly as windy. Winds around 10 to 15, maybe a gust of 20. 27 at noon tomorrow, and 32, freezing. We'll do it for our high temperature for your Tuesday. All right, the 7-day forecast taking us into the new year. We've got 42 going for Wednesday. That looks good for New Year's Eve. 29 New Year's Eve night. Might get a couple flurries flying around Thursday. Not a big deal. High of 38 there. Lower 40s for Friday and Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and shove that rain south, it looks like Saturday. So I think central southern Kentucky, the best chance for some rain Saturday. Should stay south of 64, so south of southern Indiana. And then a little bit milder, 45 Sunday, and then into our first full work week of the new year, 48 degrees next Monday. Not seeing anything too crazy overall weather-wise in the long range. Might start mixing it up maybe mid-January, but no big storms like we recently had across the area. Lily and Lasley loving the jokes as well. Thank you very much. And we're going to bring back on the weather model data here as we remove that. Add this up here. And again, there's our look at our current analysis of the strong and gusty winds. And there's a lot of times just a simple reason for it. If you're like, why is it so windy out there? Strong low pressure up just northeast of the Great Lakes, southeastern Canada, Ontario, and then high pressure down here in the southern plains. And right in between the high and the low, we've got these isobars that are packed very, very tightly. Those are lines of equal air pressure. And when the air pressure is changing rapidly, you get gusty winds. You can also get aches and pains when you go from high to low and low to high pressure. Your body gets used to high pressure. Your body gets used to low pressure. And when it's changing very rapidly, you may, especially if you have arthritis, notice that you start to get a little more, just a little more aches and pains. So you might be feeling that. Sometimes the weather can make us feel worse or make us feel better. And we've got Lillian with the sun shining out there in Grayson County. Love it. Orlean Whitlow with a good morning. Finally got to have 22 degrees there in Hodgenville. The winds are blowing, partly cloudy. Yeah, I have seen the sun starting to come out more over Kentucky there, but a layer of clouds over southern Indiana right now. But we will be, I think, seeing those clouds decrease more later on this afternoon. So that is at least a little bit of good news there. We can bring up the current temps. Actually, I want to bring up the wind chills as well. All right, we're going to check out a few things now as we start to look at the weather model data here. These are the current wind gusts around the area, showing up to around 40 miles per hour, a little less off to the southwest. The farther you get away from that area of low pressure, the winds are a little bit lighter. So the low pressure is up to the north. They got 50 mile per hour winds up in northern Ohio. So the wind advisory continuing for us until 1 p.m. So that's the wind gust. Now, bringing up the wind chill. Let me back this up here. Actually, go forward. So wind chills are at 10 right now. And then later this afternoon, we're looking at wind chills here in the teens. So it's going to be pretty much frigid all day today. So bundle up, be triple R burr out there. And then into tomorrow morning, still a little bit of a breeze, maybe around 10 miles per hour. And with our actual air temperatures down to around 19 to 20. Now we're plotting out single-digit wind chills. Good thing the kids are on a break. They don't have to sit out there in the bus stop with those wicked wind chills out there. So single digits. I'll be bundling up early tomorrow morning around sunrise, heading into work. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be up around freezing for the high temperature, wind at around 10 to 15. That's going to keep our wind chills here in, I would say, mostly lower 20s for wind chills tomorrow afternoon. Either way, cold stuff here for the next couple of days, and then moderating just a little bit to the lower 40s for highs for New Year's Eve. Okay, so cold the story for now. As we look ahead, as I mentioned, it's going to be a quiet week. Could be completely dry for southern Indiana over the next 7 days. I'll bring up here the next chance of precipitation. I'll precip type this, but we're going to have to jump ahead to probably Friday night and into Saturday. So Friday is what, the 2nd of January? We're talking January already. So this system here off to the south. There you can see that. This is Friday at 4 p.m. I'm going to jump ahead to 10 p.m. Friday night. I'm going to let that load up. There you can see some of that rain there south of the parkways. That one almost went down the pipe. All right. Excuse me. So this is at 4 a.m. This has the precip off to the south, just as rainfall going into Saturday the 3rd. So this mostly has it off to the south and really not going to bother many of us. And that's kind of our one rain chance right there. I'm going to jump ahead to I think we're dry through the weekend. So 3rd, 4th is Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like we'll stay dry there for Sunday as well. Very quiet conditions. Might have to jump ahead to maybe Tuesday the 6th. See if anything's starting to develop. It's got us quiet there as well. We're actually in, again, a very chill start with no big storms here to January. I'm going to go ahead and switch this into our temperature mode here. See if we have any dropping temperatures in the long-range outlook. The really, really frigid stuff is locked up to the north, northern Canada, Alaska, eastern Canada. And so we're just kind of normal chill here. This is through the 6th. I'm just going to jump ahead real quick here to the 7th. Kind of normal stuff there. Going into the 8th of January. No change. Going into the 9th. So what we're looking at to see in the long range here is we're looking down the road. We're now in the big time weather nerd portion of the show, but that is extreme cold. If the jet stream buckles and comes south, then we would get some of that extreme cold our way. We don't see that happening here through at least the 9th of January so far. And then going to the 10th, it stays up to the north. And if I were to plop on the jet stream map, so this shows that we don't have that dip in the jet stream, more kind of a flat flow like this. Okay, so this is like a barrier, a brick wall, keeping the really cold air still bottled up to the north. So that's kind of the reason. And then as we go back to the temperature map, we're going to go ahead and go to the 11th of January. So the moral of this story, we don't see the unleashing of Old Man Winter's grandpa, which is worse than Old Man Winter. We've got like normal cold as we head through our January here. And that's actually a warm up if this were to happen. And hey, when we did the Ben on a limb and we're looking way out, this warm up did happen last week. And that shows the potential of some 60s right here around the 12th. But as we know, when things warm up, there's a reason behind it. And there might be a big change behind that. So let's see what happens down the road. We'll go to the 13th of January. That Arctic air is getting down to the U.S.-Canada border. Going to the 14th is as far out as we can go. So it might be, who knows, we'll likely see eventually this cold air win out again because it just keeps getting worse and worse. They're looking at minus 40s, 50s up here, and that is getting colder and colder. This is some crazy cold right there. So again, we get that. People like to say polar vortex. All it is a dip in the jet stream over our region, and we'll see if that happens maybe mid or late January. Right now, things look pretty quiet over the next couple of weeks overall. Nothing too extreme. Bringing up the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10-day temperature outlook here at 10:34. This has us near normal temperatures. I'll buy that. A little cooler than normal northeast. Warm out west, which is not good for the ski resorts. They're having to make the artificial snow out there in many of the ski resorts in Colorado with way above normal temperatures out that direction. That's the 6 to 10-day outlook. Bringing up the 8 to 14-day outlook. And I think it's going to be looking fairly similar. We're staying warmer than normal out west, a little cooler than normal over the northeast, and we're just kind of happy in the middle, kind of close to normal through the long-range outlook. That has been the long-range outlook, so that has been the good old Ben on Them segment. Speaking of which, I think I just saw a comment of a little bit of snowflakes out there. Rita Harmon, flurries in Charlestown. Yeah, we're seeing that getting picked up on the radar here a little bit, here and there. You can see a few of those flurries flying out there this morning. Crazy, crazy stuff with the dramatic drop in temperatures we've had here in less than 24 hours. Orlean, will it get a little warmer this afternoon? Not really. Wind chills will be in the teens. We're at 10 right now with the wind chill. Might feel like mid to upper teens later this afternoon. Mary saying normal cold sounds good, contrasted to the very cold weather that we have out there. Well, let's do a forecast recap here for you. We'll take another live look outside at some of the cloud cover. Kentucky seeing more of the sunshine at the moment. And we'll bring back up to the stage here a look at the most interesting nugget this morning, the weather fact here. Record high of 75 yesterday, 5 above the old record of 70 set not long ago in 2021. And now it feels 66 degrees colder, had a wind chill of 9 last hour, the actual temp at 25, and flurries out there. So from early May feeling to now feeling like the dead of winter out there. Here's your weather headlines for our December 29th. Cold and windy today, wind advisory until 1 p.m. Colder pattern this week overall, looking at 30s, low 40s generally for high temps, but a mostly dry weather outlook. With our one little rain chance Saturday looking like it's drifting farther south. So we may end up completely dry over the next 7 days. And we might pick up a couple flurries on Thursday with a little chilly shot of air moving through. Joe Banks, hey to you. Thanks for tuning in, Joe. And our little countdown here, we have 2 days until New Year's Eve, 18 days until what is typically the coldest part of the year. That's around January 16th, 69 days until the time change, March 8th, and then 80 days until springtime. That is March 20th with the spring equinox. Today's weather history, there's a lot of it. I'm going to put that on Facebook at noon if you want to take a longer look. It's also on the weather story at extolmag.com/weather. And you can take a longer look at that. Our stupid weather jokes today. I always visit my tire shop on New Year's Day. Then I know it will always be a good year. Knock, knock. Who's there? Howie. Howie who? How are we going to stay up till midnight? That's for us older folks. Where did the chef celebrate New Year's Eve? In Times Square. The Herb Time. Monday, December 29th. That's today. Here's your forecast, 30 degrees. That is about 14 degrees below normal, but it's going to feel a lot colder than that as we've been talking with those winds gusting 20 to 40 miles per hour. That'll keep our wind chills in the teens for today. Our sunset's getting a little bit later at 5:31. Our sunrises are getting a tad bit later too, though. We've got those dark mornings out there for now. 19 is our low tonight, so clear and very cold. The winds will diminish a bit at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And your forecast tomorrow for your December 30th, your last Tuesday of the year, this year, 19, our low tonight. So that's where we'll get started tomorrow morning, 27 at noon, and 32. Heading for freezing tomorrow afternoon. Wind chills still in the upper teens, low 20s with the wind at around 10 to 15 tomorrow. A little bit better. We're above freezing for New Year's Eve with a high of 42 and down to 29 after the ball drops. New Year's Day, 38 degrees. Might see a couple flurries. Lower 40s for highs, about where temperatures should be for this time of the year for Friday and Saturday. It looks like the rain will stay south on Saturday, and then gradually maybe a little bit warmer as we head into our first full week of January. Sunday, 45, and then 48 next Monday. But, hey, always nice to see a nice, quiet weather pattern here for us to start off the new year. Nothing crazy here. Seeing some rays of sunshine peeking through some of the clouds with our live view here with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. But it is definitely chilly here. I'm going to reload the extolmag.com/weather page with 24 degrees, still feeling like 10 out there. So very, 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 very cold. Just a reminder, you can get all your weather resources whenever you want right here at extolmag.com. Got the brand new weather story here as well, the 7-day forecast. You can see our live show is up. Thanks for hitting that red button right there to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I want to thank our partners here at Lyons Roofing, Lyons Roofing, co.com. After last night's storm, just take a peek of the roof, make sure everything's good, that they can help you out if your gutters are messed up, whatever it might be around your roof. Protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can get a free quote right here at the website, or you can call now 812-294-3595. Friendly folks here, family operated, right out of Memphis, Indiana, but they got you covered on both sides of the river. There you can see their recent projects completed in Louisville and Southern Indiana. Tuesdays at the Tech at Ivy Tech. You can learn more at Ivy Tech Community College, and they've got their spring sessions starting soon. If you want to learn more, you can RSVP for Tuesdays at the Tech. That's where you can get in-person assistance on how to pay for college, maybe get financial assistance, scholarships. You can learn about career coaching, what you're interested in, how you might best fit, how it'll fit you. You belong here, as they say. They're going to meet you right where you're at, no matter if you're in high school, maybe you're in college, 2 colleges at once. But they've got dozens of 2-year certifications powering the workforce here in Southern Indiana. And Michael Long, my insurance agent, I want to tell you about him. He's proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer experience. He can help you out with anything throughout the region. Any insurance needs, give him a call, 812-578-3072. You might find out you can get some discounts. He can help you out with that too. amfam.com, search Michael Long. And speaking of opportunities in Southern Indiana and Louisville, the largest asphalt paving contractor around, I help them out with forecasts every day, trying to make their jobs as efficient as possible. And you always, I know you driving around, want those jobs to be completed as quickly as possible too. So I help them out with that, but they can help you out with some opportunities. If you know somebody that needs a job in the new year, here you go. You can go to libspaving.com and go to their career section and apply there, right there online. All right, we're moving right along here on a Monday, and we'll leave it with this last comment right here with Lillian Lasley saying, have a good day, stay bundled up there, stay warm. Hey, we'll be on live this week, and every day 10 a.m. Thanks for liking, subscribing on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, or Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, or watching live on extolmag.com/weather. Thanks for making it a great 2025. Again, if I don't see you, have a happy new year. And we'll have, of course, as always, here in the Ohio Valley, crazy weather to talk about in 2026. We'll be here to help you navigate through it all. And we'll see you tomorrow morning on a cold start to our Tuesday, December the 30th. All right, we'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in.